Good morning and thanks for joining us. This is the Thursday edition of TVC Breakfast, and we're delighted to have you here again for another exciting 2-hour ride. I am Kemi Foladiemo with Theophilus Elama.
Good morning,
how have
Kemi.
you been?
I've been good, thank God, and of course, thanks for having me on the show today.
Oh, like we have a choice. All right, so it promises to be a packed full show as well. And we are starting off with one of the developing stories that emanated on Wednesday, talking about the latest involving Dana Airplane skidding off the runway. Well, the latest now is that, following that incident, which forced aviation authorities to divert flights from local to the international airport, the Minister of Aviation, Festus Keyamo, has now ordered the National Civil Aviation Authority to suspend Dana Airline operations in the country until further notice. Mr. Keyamo explained that the recent incident underscored the urgency of the matter and the need for swift and decisive action to be taken to safeguard the interests of all stakeholders involved. TVC News also reported that one of the airline's aircraft with registration number 595N BKI skidded off the runway on Tuesday, although all the 83 passengers and the 6 crew members disembarked safely. And that's good news enough. Theophilus, it's good news that none of the people on board that aircraft were hurt. And I saw the videos, the amateur videos. Everybody appeared to be calm. But let's quickly get the latest, from our correspondent who's been monitoring this incident since Tuesday.
Contrary to some online media speculation that the aircraft crash-landed at the local airport in Lagos, it skidded off the runway. Even though the situation will naturally cause panic, especially among passengers who have not experienced such of the incident. Ayomide Ajayegbe, TVC News, Lagos.
The guy just tried.
At the local wing of the Murtala Mohammed Airport here, right behind me is the Dana Air stand. It seems as if passengers are confused as to what next. This man with his 2 children came to the airport and bought Dana Air ticket because he has a family emergency to attend to. Waiting to be checked in, he was told to hold on. He became restless when he saw other passengers going through same plight.
Just got the news from someone that was just coming from outside that they suspended. And even the officials there were not even aware. We went to the station manager, she was not even aware that they've not communicated them officially. So at it stands now, we don't even know our fate. So it's terrible. It's a terrible situation.
The same situation applies to this woman who says she isn't aware of any cancelled flight as her schedule is planned out.
I lost my aunt and uncle. As a matter of fact, it's all over the internet. Yes, their driver murdered them. So tomorrow is the wakekeeping and Friday is the burial proper. So if you now tell me I can't go, that would be too bad.
For this journalist who came to Lagos for an event and scheduled to be back in Abuja, she was shocked that the airline could not provide suitable answers for its customers.
That human feeling from Dana, and it's exasperating. I'm tired, I'm hungry, I'm not thinking straight. I saw elderly people, I saw pregnant women and all that. So what happens to us? We're just here waiting. They're not giving us refund yet. They said they have to process this, process that, and because I bought through an agent, so I have to cough out money to buy another ticket now to go back to Abuja because I have to be in Abuja. It's just not right.
Aside the peculiar situation with Dana Air, persons traveling through other airlines are having a smooth process as the airport environment is calm, suggesting they have moved on from the incursion that brought about panic on Tuesday. Ayomide Ajayegbe, TVC News, Lagos.
All right, so that's the latest we have, and the federal government has waded into that incident, this pending the investigations by the Safety Investigation Bureau, the NSIB, which has since swung into action on the Dana Air incident. But according to the Ministry of Aviation, Festus Keyamo, through the permanent secretary, said that the decision by the NCAA to suspend Dana Airline operations in the country until further notice is pending safety financial health audit of the airline by the regulatory body, that's NCAA. Mm-hmm. But as we have seen from Ayomide Ajayigbe's report, that didn't stop the people, passengers who appeared not to have, been duly informed of the development. It was until they got there, hoping to board, ahead of their flights, that they realized that the aircraft has been grounded until further notice.
Obviously, communication error. It's what has happened there, and it's quite appalling that something of this nature happened. And I don't know why the airline did not communicate to the passengers.
The airline is even saying they are yet to get an official notice of, this directive by the federal government.
That's their business between the federal government and them. Because from this whole indication, it depends on where the pendulum is swinging. They might not be telling the truth, or they might be telling the truth. It just depends on them. But in as much as we have that kind of situation, at least, even if there's not going to be a suspension, or there wasn't a suspension, passengers have the rights to know and to be communicated. So, of course, the minister was talking about the fact that this has raised serious concerns regarding both the safety and financial viability of their operations. And I feel that it's not just Dana Air that should be investigated, maybe every other airlines too, because it can happen to anyone, and it can happen to any airline as well. So the investigation also should be holistic, so that we know that when they come out with their report, the airlines, and we know that we have a viable and healthy aviation sector, not one that before you know it, there's another incident and you begin to ask questions and wonder why it's happening at this time. So it's important that, for me, the investigation go all round. Let them investigate the health status of the airplanes, the viability of the airlines, and ensure that whenever passengers go into any airline or any of the airplanes, they are rest assured that they are safe.
All right. And, it also needs to be, said that Dana Air, after communicating officially to Nigerians and the public really about what happened and how big a relief it was that nobody was hurt, it also, said it had grounded that particular aircraft. Yeah. But then the federal government, came on board to say, in the interest of safety of all passengers and sanity in the system, there was the need to ground all Dana Air's operations in the country until further notice. But that move by the government seems to have, also brought about another controversy as to whether the ministry has powers to, take that decision as against the regulatory body, the, instant regulatory body, which is the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority, because, according to some experts in Nigeria, it could put the NCAA in a bad light with the international regulatory body, that's the ICAO, which, could look at the entire situation that NCAA doesn't appear to be in control, doesn't enjoy autonomy as it should, and for a sensitive sector as aviation. All right. And, of course, investigations are pending. That is also another leg of the controversy. Yes. Why should the government do this while investigations are pending? But, of course, so many issues. We just took a bite at this developing story. There will definitely be more to follow, and TVC News will bring you all the latest as it unfolds.